Hey, Gold Digger, Kimberly Olson here, back for another episode of Get Lit, where we crush your business in less than 10 minutes. And for today's episode, we're going to talk about how to micro test your idea before quitting your job. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make is they're like, I'm going to follow my dreams. They quit their job and then they're so stressed out about the money that they actually can't make their dream happen. Does that sound familiar? So stay tuned for this episode. I'm going to walk you through how you can micro test your idea before quitting your job. Stay tuned. So one of the most sage pieces of advice I've ever heard is I was listening to Dave Ramsey's podcast. If you actually haven't grabbed my book, Becoming a Money Boss, I'm going to put it below in the links. It took me a second there to get it. I'm going to put this below in the link so you can grab it. But basically, I talk about Dave Ramsey a lot in this book because he has been such a mentor to me to be able to get our family out of debt, really start to understand how my money was coming in and out, all the things. And one of the things on his, I used to listen to his radio show. He had a 3-hour radio show every day. I would listen to it on my commute to and from work because I had a 2.5-hour drive. And so I've logged some miles when it comes to listening to Dave Ramsey. But one of the most sage pieces of advice I ever heard is he said, micro test your idea, test it out and see before you just go all in with that thing. Because a lot of times we think we have this brilliant idea, or we see people need something, right? Like one of my clients was telling me, she's like, she helps people with their speaking and how they project and just some different things with their voice. And she was like, yeah, I heard this person speaking and I really could help this person. And I said, well, you can't unsolicited reach out to people and say, I can help you with that. Or, hey, I can help you lose weight. Like you can't do that. People need to raise their hand that they want to work with you, or you need to bring them into your world with a lead magnet of some sort. So going back to this idea, we need to micro test our idea and make sure it works. I know someone who she took her life savings and opened up a health food shop. It was a great concept. It had a little cafe. It was awesome. But the town was so small and it was a very, not very as health conscious type of town that it totally failed. She lost all of her savings, all of it. So there are success stories out there. There's people who quit their jobs and they build, their 7-8 figure empires. Like, yes. But what I recommend doing is micro testing your idea because it can't hurt, right? To try it out and see if it's going to work and then quit your job. So what would this look like? Network marketing, great example. A lot of you are in network marketing, right? Well, instead of just being like, oh my gosh, I hit out the newbie bonuses and I'm going to just do this and stay home. Well, it's pretty stressful when you have a soft month in your network marketing business and you have a mortgage to pay. Okay. Like this is real. Like it's great when it's great and it's not when it's not. So when we are looking at something specific we want to do a smaller version of it. So let's just say you want to roll out coaching. Well, instead of rolling out a full 6-month, 12-month coaching program and quitting your job, why not do a paid workshop in that specific niche, that specific area to see, is there a market for it? Do you have the audience? A lot of times people have great ideas, but they don't have the numbers. They don't have the volume. So if you go to National Institute of Health, I think NIH maybe, is that what it's called? Really reputable school. I've actually seen their curriculum. It's incredible. We go through the school and what people will do is they will say, now I'm a coach. Okay, that's awesome that you have the knowledge, but you actually have to get the clients. And that's where I come into play. So if you need to learn audience building or how to get clients, that's what I do for a living. But a lot of people get out there and then they have, these great skills and there's nobody to coach. There's no skills to be given. And you put yourself in a really, really bad spot because when you are trying to, and this is key. Okay. So hear this. When you are trying to build your empire from a place of fear, lack, scarcity, oh my gosh, I've got to make this money, you actually push away the money. And what we resist persists. So if we're always like, oh my gosh, I don't know, the doubt, we get more of that. Instead, if we can safely, now I'm all about taking risks. I take risks every single day. But if we can micro test it in with, some actual tangible results from it, right? Some factual data to work from to know this is going to work or could work, then we can move forward confidently. But it'll allow it to grow relatively quickly, depending on how good of a job you do with scaling your offer and building your audience, but it can grow relatively quickly. My first full year, I did $250,000, and the next year I did $1.1 million. So I can't make those claims for you, but I'm proof that things can happen very quickly for you. So actually what I did before I quit my job is I was in network marketing. I had some money coming in from that, a couple thousand per month. It was not enough to quit my job. My rule was, before I would quit my job, I would triple my salary. That way, if things started sliding backwards, I had an off month, there was plenty of extra to put money aside for savings, reinvest back into my business. I wasn't living paycheck to paycheck, even though it was my own paycheck. So my rule was I was going to get up to tripling my salary before I put in my notice, and had the conversation with my husband that this is what I wanted to do, because he was like, what? So what I did is I had the network marketing going. Then I rolled out workshops. I did a couple of those every month. Then I rolled out a 6-week boot camp. Then I rolled out an 8-week boot camp. And then I had a couple running at a time. And so I was able to just try things and test things and see what worked, what didn't. Did I have the numbers? Did I have the audience? And even at a very low price point, I mean, I was charging way too little. If any of you were back there in the OG days, you lucked out, because I was charging a few $100s for entire 6 to 8 weeks of working with me in a small group setting. But every single time I did it and launched, I had a 5-figure launch. So I realized, okay, I had the numbers, I had the audience. I learned how to grow my audience very, very quickly. So I had the numbers there, even though I wasn't charging enough. And then once I figured it out and started charging what I was worth, then I was able to continue to scale my business. Okay, and I want that for you as well. But once I tripled my salary, I was like, okay, I'm ready. I tested the model. I knew it worked. I had the numbers, and things continue to grow for me. And when I did it that way, I was able to walk away, feel really good about that. The other thing you can do is you can go to part-time. You can ask your boss if you can go to part-time. And that can also help the company to replace you, transition you out of it. And then it gives you some time to get used to not having that salary. That's actually what I was able to do for a couple months. And that helped even more, really more helped my boss, to be honest, but I'm glad I did it that way and was able to do that. So that can really allow you to just sort of safely leave. And then you can come from a place of abundance, opportunity, possibility, and then grow your entrepreneurial ventures in a very good place versus worrying about paying the bills. Okay. So I know this is different than what most people teach on this. Most of them are like, just follow your dreams. And I have done that. I have done it where when we moved from Houston to Austin, that's what I did. I was like, okay, I'm going to do nutrition coaching. I'm going to do boot camps. And I wasn't making enough. And it was so stressful. It caused a lot of anxiety. It was not good. I didn't like it at all. So I personally don't like that. And I don't recommend that. I would recommend this. And also make sure you pick up this book, Becoming a Money Boss. Okay. So I hope this was helpful. If it was, subscribe, take a screenshot of you watching this and throw it in your stories and tag me at the Goal Digger Girl, because I would love to give you a shout out as a thank you for watching this. Until next time, get lit in your business and set your soul on fire. We'll see you soon.